Hey, what's going on, Webbie Social community? My name is Rob McCarty. I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO of Illust. We're an augmented reality creator software where you can publish any of your digital experiences, artwork, and stories to anywhere in the world. So today I got asked to do a little bit of a debrief, a little deep dive into what makes Illust Illust and how this could benefit you as a creator by publishing your stories into the world. So I really want to start off by just kind of going into a little bit about my background, and then we'll do a little demo at the end, a little workshop to get you spun up and ready to go. Um, just as a highlight, we're actually offering a free promotion for all creators participating. So to participate in Balance Forces for the International Day of Peace with the UN, we're offering a whole free access for 37 days to get your artwork up, and we won't remove it after everything's said and done. So that's just a little bit about the backgrounds of why I'm here. But let's go ahead and dive into the AR side. So my background has been working with creators, brands, agencies for 10, 12 plus years now, different record labels, the whole nine yards, building immersive experiences. And it wasn't until about 6 years ago, actually, that Meta brought me on to be a consultant as they were launching their AR product, Spark AR, which is now no longer available, and sadly, because they also really rugged a lot of artists that participate in their community. But seeing the amount of exposure and the amount of just participation that AR graphics had, it really shone through how much this medium is going to impact us. And it really wasn't until I looked in the terms and conditions of Metaspark that I saw that creators were assigning away all of their IP rights to Meta. And it was actually a galaxy-wide exclusive perpetuity license that the artwork was uploaded. So none of the creators owned what they had. So we actually, one of the creators on the project that I was working with, his good friend, who's now my business partner, Tim Prochak, he was one of Snap's first AR creators, actually creative partners, as they're calling them, before they were the OLCs. And he came in and we both worked together to figure out how do we create an AR tech stack that can be on chain where all the creators owned all of their artwork, all of their creative output outright. And so essentially that's how Illust was born. And in 2020, we launched the first AR NFT with MF Doom, which really kind of provided visibility into broader mainstream culture about the impact of decentralization and AR. And it really led us down this road to where we are today, where we're actually licensing the tools for anyone to create their own experiences and deploy them into the world. So you might be wondering why augmented reality is, it might seem a little bit a little superfluous, a little outside of the scope. There's a lot of things that you can do as a creator. Well, the thing that really gets us going about AR, and I'll get into the science of it in a second, is really how much it impacts young people. They're so accustomed to Roblox and Minecraft and these 3D worlds where they're the ones creating these worlds, where through AR they can create the world around them with these same 3D digital assets that they're becoming more accustomed to and that their palettes being more refined to. In fact, more young people, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, spend time on Roblox than they do on TikTok. And they invest more into their digital fashion than they do into their personal fashion. And as this group comes into about $360 billion of spending power, digital assets and digital items, there's no bias between what's digital and what's physical. So as a creator, this creates a whole new opportunity for, say, fashion, for digital art, for all of these different frameworks for artists to be able to participate in what's going to be coming from this new generation, what they're demanding. And as we look at AR as a format, it's one of the best for connecting with people. In fact, physiologically, it creates real memories in your brain so that you have a greater recall when you see something that's in AR versus something that isn't. You actually have a sense of presence with the object. So say if there were studies that were done and there's some science behind it, where they were studying basically how display advertisements might work, where you see like donuts on a screen, just flat pre-roll video, versus seeing a donut that's in 3 dimensions. And the one that's in 3 dimensions that you can walk around and navigate and pick up, that created much more of a sense of recall in the end, in the test subject, so much so that there was a huge brand lift for the brand that was using that format to connect their audience. So what does that mean? That basically means for education, for workshops, for storytelling, for historical archives, all these things that are rich in story narrative, AR is a much more compelling format to be able to deploy these stories through. And so that has also led to just the explosion of the amount of content that was in social media feeds from AR, as well as the fact that anything in AR can be tracked, it can be measured, and you can be able to gain insights into who your audience is, where they are, where they're interacting, what times they're interacting with it. A lot of just key valuable data points that could be useful for building your next installation. So then kind of moving into what we're about. So we have our own Creator Studio. This Creator Studio runs in a web browser. It's all browser-based, so anyone can access it. All you need is a QR code to then get into our Discovery app. So we not only have a creative studio to publish your augmented reality artwork, but we also have a Discovery app where you can actually go into the world and discover the different experiences and artworks that other folks are placing. And it's getting to a point now where, because people are sharing all over, there's becoming more and more kind of a network effect of people going into the maps and experiencing your work out in the world. So as we kind of transition away from the high level, we go a little bit more granular. So there's 3 different types of tracking that our system provides. So we do world tracking, which is what you would see as like a sculpture garden that lives in the world where you can walk around it. But we also do face effects, which is like face paint. You might remember this from Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, the selfie filters. We have that capability. And then we also do image targets. So think about activating a mural, activating a logo, activating a book or a magazine, or something that's actually lives in the world, but it's not necessarily geofenced. And and then there's so many different frameworks or game loops that you can create with AR. So you could do these art walks, these sculpture gardens, you can do these loot boxes, you could do Easter egg hunts. Really, it's an endless supply of different ways to engage behavior from your audience and build a relationship with your collectors and your community. So quick note on geotethering. So when you're actually producing something with illust, you're publishing it into a map. You don't have to have that setting on. You could just have it up in private, but this is great for partnering with brick and mortar businesses. So if you're a creator and you're looking to extend the visibility of your artwork, you could partner with a local shop that might host your digital artwork, and you can drive people to that shop as the entry point to your art walk. We've done that before. We've partnered with everyone from retailers to cannabis brands to the whole 9 yards to be able to create these little win-wins for both the local business and for the creator. And because it runs in the browser, it's permissionless accessibility. And then another note about the stack is that we're building more and integrating more into the blockchain. So blockchain has been part of our architecture since the beginning. There are some things that might be a little bit nuanced, but for the most part, to the end person using it, they don't need to know any blockchain features or functions to be able to engage with it and have a good user experience. But we do have processes such as minting, this contract we built out called the Geospatial Registry for spatial provenance, very jargony, as well as the proof of presence protocol for on-chain check-ins, which is like a spatial POAP. Some of these things are a little bit more esoteric in the blockchain world, but if you're in it, they could be very useful for engaging your audience and building your community. So I guess kind of last thoughts is that we are also building a community. So despite the big major tech platforms have invested in AR, like Adobe Aero, who just is closing down, Metaspark is closing down, we're in this for the long run. This is what we eat, sleep, and breathe. It's what we're really passionate about. We're all creators in this space. So we're really trying to build community. And we'd love to bring you into this as we do different exhibitions around the world. We create new jobs and new opportunities for creators in the ecosystem through our different job boards that we're setting up. And we're all in this together. We're all learning together, and we do a bunch of workshops to help support one another. So without further ado, I'm going to dive into a demo of the actual AR Studio to show you how to publish your first experience into the world. And then, we'll call it a day. So go ahead and switching gears now. All right, so we're going to get started with the studio. So if you go from our WordPress site and you click the little button in the top right, it'll bring you over to the Studio admin panel. First, I'm going to punch in my email. That's how you log in or create an account. Click the submit button, which will actually generate a code. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that code that was sent to my email, and I'm going to go ahead and drop it in that little box that just showed up. So just give me a second. All right. And you can also log in with a wallet, but we recommend for beginners just log in with an email, and this will be the way you create your account. So give it a couple seconds to boot up, especially if you're a new visitor to the site. And remember, the site is just ar.illust.space/admin. So here we have our terms of service. You click on the terms, you can read about it, click continue. Then we have our plans, which are monthly or yearly. There's a discount for yearly. But for this one, let's go ahead and do monthly. We're actually going to waive the first month free. Plus, you also get a 7-day free trial with it. So now we're in the Stripe payment portal. So there's a little area where you could actually add a promotional code. You'll have to put down a credit card, but you can cancel at any time. And that's key about our system is that we actually save, no matter what, if you cancel, we keep everything geofenced in the world. So I'm entering in this promo code, which will give you 1 free month. As it's applied, you'll see there's $0 that are due. And again, as I mentioned, all the artwork lives in the world. We don't want to have a situation where you're publishing content and we're taking it away like what happened with Meta, Spark, and Adobe Aero. So I'm just selecting my method of how to subscribe. So just give me a second here. Cool. Use that card. And once that goes through, I'm going to basically create my username. So make sure I'm a human. And we'll have some tutorials. I'll have a docs site that just walks you through step by step in case we're going a little bit too quickly through this. But once that has gone through, now I'm going to create a username. Save. Good. Cool. So now welcome into the studio. So we're going to go ahead and create our first AR experience by tapping the button. You'll now see what's called the Studio Preview. This is a preview window of what you're going to be creating in augmented reality. On the right-hand side, you'll be able to see that there's a bunch of different modules that you can input information. In order to save, you need to give your experience a name, and then you're going to want to give it a slug, which is basically the end of a URL. And then you want to assign it to yourself. With the name, the slug, and you as the author, when you click me, you can now save your artwork. Note the slug takes a couple seconds to load up. Shouldn't take more than 15 seconds or so. So just give it a little bit of time, maybe 20 seconds. But it's just going to archive. Now I'm ready to save. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. And now I can start uploading content to this and it'll be savable. So in this case, I'm going to give my art piece a little description about the art piece. That'll show up for visitors like a placard on the wall at an art gallery. I'm going to click show on map because I want this to be visible to people who are in the world. It's on default. And now I can choose an image, a video, a 3D model, a streaming texture, or a text message to upload into the world. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and upload an image. So we're going to give it a couple seconds to boot up. Note that for most AR softwares, you want to have a file that's under 15 megabytes just so that it's really snappy when you're visiting it in the world. But yeah, and then we also have different modules. So you can choose, again, text. That text is essentially like a 3D text that is shown up in the environment. So while this is loading up here, okay, looks like it's loaded up, you'll see that it actually generates a lighting system for you in the AR scene. So you don't really have to do much to have it have shadows and lighting. It automatically comes in it with it, but you can go to a different module to change the shadows, the darkness of the shadow, the color of the light, the direction of the light, all that good stuff. But in this case, I want to show you just quickly like a text feature where I could just drop in just a little bit of text that gets anchored into 3D as well. So there's really, it's plug and play. You don't need it. It's no code. It's really simple. You just really upload your image or your video or your 3D file, and now you're ready to geofence it. So in this case, I'm going to geofence it in Bryant Park, which is in New York City for this upcoming exhibition that we're working on, the Balanced Forces United Nations International Day of Peace. And I'm going to find a good little spot on the plot in Bryant Park that I think people are going to go visit around. We'll be doing walking tours for folks too during the day. So yeah, all of it's ready to go. So I could just save the experience. And now I've geo-tethered this art piece to Bryant Park. Now I'm going to go to my home screen. You'll see the piece that I'm editing. If I could just click the edit button, I can visit it at any time. And then I also have our tutorials module, which is that big banner, which will help you get started with doing some more exciting things in the studio. But just want to give you a quick little overview of some of the things you can do. So we have a material editor for 3D items. So you can actually workshop in real time different 3D objects that maybe you want to add metallicness, normal maps, advanced transparency. If you want to do image targets, you can configure a different target to a static image. So if you have a mural or a book cover or something along those lines that you want to augment, you can use that in our system. We do holograms through the streaming video texture function, where if you upload a green screen model, you can key out the green, and now you can give yourself an AR docent around an art gallery or historical archive. And and then if you have 3D models, if you have a baked animation, the animations run just fine in our studio. So these are just a little bit of the modules that you can do. We're always here to help out, and I just want to help get you all started, and feel free to join one of our information sessions or workshops to learn more about illust. So thank you so much for your time, and have a good one.